I mean, it's not like we don't do this every single day, Monday through Friday. The greatest show you've ever seen on the internet. It's almost like they underestimate us a little bit.
A little bit.
I feel like I need to do like a DJ drama scream over this beat. I'm not gonna lie to you. They wasn't ready for us. Y'all knew they wasn't ready for us. What's good?
They didn't want us to have a show, so we made a show.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. On today's episode, we got to talk about the Chicago Bears playoff hopes. Shout out to the Green Bay Packers for keeping them alive for us. We also got to look at Jaylen Johnson. Is that man going out there and offering us the opportunity to pay him a whole lot of money? And then we going to switch gears. We're going to get into a little bit of Bulls talk on this episode as well. The Chicago Bulls have an interesting turn of events happening here. Oh, my God. What's going on here?
Hey, I caught him doing it, so I had to put him on screen.
I'm sorry. I'm just glad that I'm back. I'm not sick anymore. I'm just glad I'm back.
He's back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to get to on today's episode. Let's go. Hey, I used to have that timed up perfectly. I got to get back in there. I'm out of practice a little bit. Fade the music. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Joined by the squad in the building.
Yes, sir.
Pettiest man alive, JC in the chat. How you boys feeling today, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Feeling healthy.
But yeah, y'all both was dying, basically. Yeah, I mean, like, my God, it was ugly out there. I mean, kids out here in a Bill Cosby sweater. Ooh, we got to find a new name for that now, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't he just do a reunion show?
Jesus, did he?
I don't think he's in prison anymore.
No, he's definitely not in prison. He out of prison, but I just feel like the term, every sweater was a Cosby sweater until, now you don't really want to be in it. Yeah, I mean, that's not what you want to, that's not what you want to be associated with, shall I say. JC in the building as well, looking like he's his favorite album is Channel Orange. So we got a lot to get into on today's episode, man.
Really?
Hey, Channel Orange was a great album, bro.
Yes, it was.
A great album. Never made another good one. I will say that. Never made
you didn't like
another. Hey, bro, come on now.
Blonde was a good album.
Blonde was decent, bro.
Come on now. Nothing
back
ever.
in the studio too.
Nothing ever matched up to Channel Orange, bro. Come on now. That was a different type of album.
I'll give you that. It wasn't on the same level. I will give you that.
Nothing was ever even close. He took too long off. That's all I'm gonna say. Alrighty then said we need to retire Cosby sweater and wife beater for the culture. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I've always called it a wife beater, bro. And that is crazy.
I did
it
too.
wasn't
It's
until
always
I
a
got
crazy
older
line.
that I was like, hey, bro, what that mean?
What did it really mean?
I never even bothered to ask it. I was just like, all right, wife beater, let's cool.
Bro, first off, half my life I thought it was white beater, which is even worse if you being 100% honest, bro. But I was like, well, it's white and it's a beater. So, yeah, I mean, okay.
And once people start calling it an A shirt, I'm like, nah, that don't sound right.
Yeah, nah, it's getting weird, bro. It's getting weird, bro. But let's talk a little bit of Bears football in here, boys. We got this, as once said by the great Jim Carrey. So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh boy.
I know JC's big on the don't give me hope train, but hope is all the Bears have left.
Oh, please
and
don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, they got a little bit more of it last night with the Green Bay Packers loss. I mean,
I am happy about that.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. We got to break down that game a little bit as well. But there's nothing more than I love than a good Tommy DeVito. I've done that a million times. Don't worry about it. Come on now.
Bro.
Come on now. Stop playing with it. Yeah, I mean, you gotta love the kid, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I love about him? It's just Italian confidence, bro. That's all he's going out there with. Hey, I don't actually know if he can play quarterback in the NFL. I'm not going to lie to you. But he's got the confidence of a dude, an Italian dude from Jersey, that you go up to him and say, I don't think you can do that. He'd be like, watch me. Let me get the ball, my guy.
Oh, my dear.
Bro. I love it. I love everything we're seeing, and I love the fact that he's helping the Chicago Bears out. Playoff hopes are still alive, boys, after last night's win. How are you feeling One, for the fact that the Bears are still in the hunt on this thing, and the Giants have the same record as us, which makes it a little bit more gross. But also the fact that the Packers might have got figured out a little bit last night.
Hey, correction real quick, because I looked on NFL.com just to see where we were in the hunt. They're not saying we're in the hunt, Pat. They're saying we're on the bubble.
On the bubble, baby. We're on the bubble.
On the bubble.
So if the
which
season
is the greatest
ended
place
today,
to be if we're talking. Never mind. Go ahead. What are your thoughts on the fact that we're on the bubble, shall we say?
Well, first of all, I didn't think that we would be anywhere near playoff talks. But like you said, hey, every week it gets a little bit better. I like the fact that we played probably our toughest challenger in the Lions. I know the Cleveland Browns have one of the top defenses in the league, but
there we go.
On that line.
Although
I don't know if you guys have just refreshed Twitter today. I've stopped hitting the refresh button because every time I hit it, there's a new Cleveland Brown that has gone down with injury. Like I feel like it's me causing it.
See this.
Bro, we got Browns down all over the place today.
Browns down.
Don Burr's recovered, ladies and gentlemen. Don Burr is back in the chat. It's been a couple of days. We're wondering if he was okay. Don, are you good? Are you back?
Hey, Don is like, I'm 9-4.
We in the woods.
Don is like, you're not even going to beat our record. We're good.
Hey,
Nobody said we won the Super Bowl, Don, just because we beat y'all.
Don can beat his chest all he won in this chat. I know how football fans are. Listen, it's been a rough 4 weeks.
It's been a rough 4 weeks. Almost lost to the Bears, lost to the Packers, almost lost to the Saints, lost to the Bears. It's been a rough 4 weeks.
Yep.
But anyway, I digress. Browns dealing with a lot of injuries out here. And it seems to be piling up. Let me see if I can pull up an injury report on them real quick. But
why you do that? I have to sit there and say this. Tommy DeVito had a nice little 3-game stretch.
I mean, yeah, he's played well. I'm not saying I'm just saying he's playing with unbridled confidence, right? Like when his coach says,
I love that word.
When his coach says, go out there and just sling it, he's not joking. He's not joking. Yeah, I mean,
hey, 81% completion rate. I didn't even know it was that high.
I'm trying.
That man said, "I'm just gonna go out and play football. Forget y'all."
I mean, listen, you can't go wrong when you got that attitude playing the way that he's playing. But I look at this upcoming stretch now. Cleveland is really the team that we have to focus on because with this now you have to go in there and find a way to get a win. One thing I will say, right, Joe Flacco, as much as I need people to understand this as well, because I feel like Bears fans are kind of, we've been the bug under the shoe for so long. We don't feel like anybody else can be the bug. When you look at the Cleveland Browns offense, yes, Joe Flacco came in there and absolutely delivered a heck of a game, a Flacco playoff performance there. But don't think that the Cleveland Browns aren't looking at a Chicago Bears defense that took a top 10 Detroit Lions offense, if not maybe still top 5 Detroit Lions offense, and held them to one pass play over 20 yards. That is saying something about the Chicago Bears defense. The Chicago Bears defense is real. They're finding ways to create pressure. The Browns offense is in a little bit of a flux as well. If you can't protect Flacco, we know which Flacco you're going to get. I think this defense is going to be able to create more takeaways. The biggest question is going to be on the flip side of this thing. How do you attack that Cleveland Browns defense that, I mean, listen, it's still ridiculous dogs, bro. It's still ridiculous dogs on that team. And Myles Garrett's playing injured. But I think the offensive line that we saw on Sunday, that might be the worst showing we've seen from the offensive line kind of in this last few weeks of football, because Aiden Hutchinson basically just said, I'm going to pick on the weakest offensive lineman on every play, and absolutely destroyed every single one of the players on our offensive line. And Myles Garrett is Aiden Hutchinson times 10.
Times 10. Call a spade, baby. Times
absolute
10.
dog. An absolute dog in Myles Garrett. So the Bears got their work cut out for them. This is not going to be an easy task by any means.
No, not at all. And the funny thing about it is you get two different types of Bears fans right now. You get those who really want us to win and like try to win out these next couple games, which, I don't see the logic in that. I mean, I want my picks. I'm sorry, I do. But at the same time, I do want us to build the confidence. So, like, if we win out, great. It means that we're keeping Justin for sure. We don't have to be in this QB conversation. Trading back is absolutely something we would want to do if we win out and Justin plays well. I'm still of the ilk that I am not looking forward to this game because Justin's riding a nice high. I want to see him continue that. The Browns defense scares the crap out of me. I get PTSD thinking about it. I don't know how he feels.
Like you were on the field with him,
bro. Like I'm gonna be honest with you.
You gotta understand, that game,
bro. I felt like somebody was. I felt like he was gonna die that game. Like I felt like he was gonna get seriously injured that game.
Hey, facts. You have to understand. Like we weren't live calling games, we wasn't doing nothing yet. But I almost want to say we did a watch party for that.
We did something.
I feel like we did a watch party for that because it was Justin Fields' first start. Bro, like Jason Peters died.
Bro,
he died,
bro,
and Matt Nagy did not help him in the slightest. What I will say is this, though, right, boys? Like the one thing that I think the Bears offense does have going into this game, one, what is your motivating factor? I think Justin Fields is going to be the most motivated we've ever seen him in this game to go out there and have a success. This could be, to me, what is the cap of a Justin Fields turning the tide success story, because every defense that we have faced, that we have said this defense is elite since kind of we've gotten on this little run here, right? I mean, you look back, we are now 3-1 in our last 4 games. Mm-hmm. We are 5-4 over the last 9.
Yep.
And Justin Fields has been the main catalyst of all of that. On top of all of that, you're talking about a guy who every time people have said this defense is too good for you to stop, he's beaten them. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm talking about this season in this run. Washington was and by the way, they're just blowing it up. I'm not gonna lie. If the Bears beat your team, beware, because it may destroy your team. Like, we're destroying morale. Like, Washington literally was the team where they were like, great front four, there's going to be takeaways all day. There's nothing the Bears are going to be able to do. We beat them, and they just started trading players. They was like, we'll send you Montez Sweat. We don't care anymore. We give up. Chico, you're probably getting fired. Let's just start getting people out of the building, bro. I mean, like, it was crazy all of a sudden. We go out there, and we beat the Lions. We almost beat them the first time. We finally beat them the second time. I turned on Pat McAfee this morning. First statement. Are the Lions done? Jesus, they're 9-4. It's over.
9-4.
No, people know Lions are gonna Lions, man. They know what's going on.
It's like, is this the same old Lions? I'm like, what? Like, they're a 9-4 football team. But it'll be interesting to see if Justin Fields can slay this last beast, because and the offense as a whole can slay this last beast, because this is where Justin's career started, in Cleveland, taking on a defense that he absolutely was overpowered by. Now we see you have more weapons. I felt good about the offensive line until last week, so I hope they haven't figured something out. Because Aiden Hutchinson absolutely destroyed the offensive line. I went back. I've been watching the tape. It's not pretty. The offensive line should be apologizing to Justin Fields. There's one play in there where literally 5 Lions almost had a chance to tackle him.
Oh, was that the run?
There's one play in there where literally he drops back, right side dead, right? Nate Davis fell over. He ducks under Hutch, sidesteps, the left side then collapses. Now there's guys coming from this side. He does like a step back, 2 Lions hit each other. It was like, remember it looked like, remember in Longest Yard when Paul Crews said when they had turned on him. The offensive line had turned on. He said, forget it. I'll do it myself. And then ripped his helmet off. He spins out, runs for like 40 yards, and then gets there. That's what it looked like, bro. It was like, are y'all blocking for him? So I'm a little concerned about the line. I'd have to say, I'm a little worried. But if these guys can get back on track, if they can do a good job and come up with a really good blocking scheme, I think they're motivated going into this game. I think Justin Fields is going to be motivated going into this game. And I think that the Bears learned a lesson versus the Vikings, even in a 12-9 game that it ended, or 12-10 game, how that game ended, on how to close out games.
Yeah.
And I think that learning that lesson, you saw that play out versus Detroit. Now, can you do it again versus Cleveland? Because I think that this is going to be a 14-10 game.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a defenses versus defense type of game, because Cleveland's offense is not doing anything. Did they actually take Joe Flacco off of starting? Like he had a great game, and then he's not going to start this week.
So he's QB2 on the depth chart. I don't know why they did that, but that is legitimate there.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I thought I read that. But anyway, my point was I think that the Bears are going to have momentum, or they're going to have a real reason to actually get up for this game because, as we already said, they're still in the hunt. So they have a reason to play and win. But just a stat I looked up earlier on Justin Fields, his last six starts, he's thrown 1,284 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's 3-3 in that stretch and would be 5-1 if he didn't go down injured in that fourth quarter collapse by the defense. And if this trend holds, then I think that Justin Fields is the quarterback moving forward. So I think, one, you want to win this game because you're still in the playoffs. So you want to, make sure that you have your team motivated. But then, two, you're also evaluating Justin Fields' continued progress and seeing if he can keep up with this, along with winning this style of play. You've seen him be good in those clutch moments, at least getting the Bears down the field in the fourth quarter. So that's what you want to continue to see, progress.
Hey, shout out to Lord Crimson. He said Grandpa needs time to recover. I swear I think that might be it. I swear I think Flacco probably went out there and was like, hey, we're good to go. Here we go. We're balling. And he got out of that game. He was like, that's exactly what this is, bro. Shout out to Tanner with the super chat. Said, what up? I'm assuming gang. Bear down. Justin was balling outside of a few inaccurate passes. Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. Like, and that's the one thing that I do want to point out too when we talk about Justin Fields, right? Like that, the people that I'm willing to listen to are the people that can see the good and the bad. Because I can see the bad. Like, I don't know, like there's some people that if you're in support of him or you hate him, you can't see one or the other. And I think that is an absolute joke. The inaccurate passes are bad inaccurate passes. The two that he threw to Darnell Mooney, those should be on the money.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say, oh, it's Mooney's fault. It's like, how is that Mooney's fault?
The first one, the second one, no, the first one Mooney still should have caught.
Mm-hmm. Right? Was in his range.
That's like the Cole Kmet pass, right? Justin could have threw a better ball. It still hit Cole Kmet in both hands.
Facts.
It hit you in both hands. You should be able to catch the football, right? But just like with quarterbacks, there's times where the quarterback's not going to be able to make the throw. With receivers, there's time your receivers aren't going to be able to make the catch. And so, like I just, if you can see both sides of it, I can deal with that. I'm willing to have a conversation, even if you're not in support of Justin being back. The people that throw me off are just like, well, Justin Fields does this, and this bad. Well, what does he do good? He does nothing good. It's like, well, all the wins are literally him. Well, DJ Moore ran the touchdown in. That's called a wide receiver, brother. We hindering him because we're giving him. He's got a wide receiver that can run the touchdown. I don't get it, but no, I just
you got a lot of people like that. It's funny because that's why I ask: are people Bears fans? Are they Justin fans? Or are they just Justin haters? If you're a Justin hater, obviously your team badge it. That's funny how that came up, and things of that nature. Watch out for the Wakanda jersey. But it's like, hey, listen. It's like, hey, listen, just
that jersey. I looked at that jersey the other day. I said, that's the goal right there.
That's the goal right there, baby.
You know what's wild is you can never see how fat you aren't until you're fat.
Yes.
And then you look, because I always looked at that video, like videos like that and be like, man, I'm too big. And now I look back at it, I was like, man, I was the perfect size. I let people shame me into thinking I was fat. Bastards.
Yep. Now look at me. Yeah, exactly.
No, but all that being said, though, it's like, hey, just let this season play out, man. Just let this kid develop. He's going to get better. It may not fit our timeline, whatever, but like I honestly see that he does have the ability. And I think that this Cam Newton interview is floating around. Everyone's using this as some type of talking point, and it's like, yeah, I appreciate it. I understand the duality of it. I like the conversation, but let's be honest, we're talking about Cam Newton, who everyone said couldn't throw.
You know what though? I think here's the interesting thing with all of it though. Like the Justin Fields point comes down to one thing to me. We can all say whatever we want. And I love when people are comparing Justin to Mitch and different things like that, where no player ever said, man, Mitch Trubisky's a player. Mitch Trubisky's difficult to stop. In fact, they did the complete opposite. They went, We just got to put a spy on him, and we know we can stop him.
Yeah.
With Justin Fields, the best defenders in the league. We're not talking about like regular dude. Micah Parsons. You can have that dude in your sights and you won't catch him. You can have that dude in your sights and he'll find a way to make a play. Aiden Hutchinson, Myles Garrett, all of these guys are the best of the best of the best that do it. TJ Watt and how they talk about Justin to me stands out because I think that, those are the guys who you look at and say, oh, well, he knows how to stop a quarterback. And he's saying that it's hard to stop Justin Fields. That might mean there's something there talented. By the way, latest Browns injury, this was an hour ago. Defensive tackle Maurice Hurst suffered a torn pectoral and is done for the season. You want to know how ugly it is this season for the Browns?
Torn pectoral.
If you want to know how ugly it is this season for the Browns, here's the players on IR. Done for the year. Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson, Juwan Jones, Jed Wills, Jack Conklin. Whoa, said that name wrong.
Hello.
Maurice Hurst, Rodney McLeod, Marquise Goodwin, Jacob Phillips, Jakeem Grant.
Marquise Goodwin. Oh, wow. I didn't know he was on
players that are injured right now. Zadarius Smith, Oagbo. Y'all know I can't say his last name. Grant Delpit, Ethan Poick, Juan Thornhill, Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, Jordan Elliott. Their record right now is 8-5.
I'm so mad Nick Chubb went down. First pick in my fantasy player draft.
His injury was horrific, wasn't it?
It was bad. It was bad. We did a little thing on it.
He had the leg going the wrong direction on that mug. That was a tough one for him.
Yeah.
Kid and got JC internet out here. Yeah, kid internet looking bad out there, boy. Hey,
look a little pixelated.
We got work on y'all internet, bro. Y'all got to get that. Y'all got to get
that
or something, bro.
Y'all I actually look fine here. On here. Y'all can't. I'm good. I'm not good.
I mean, you just very pixelated and glitchy. You look like we got a strobe light on you right now. It's all good, man.
Hey, you know what I wanted to mention as far as like your point. Your point is valid as far as like, some of the best players in the league as far as pass rushing are on the same page with Justin Fields, because when he breaks contain, it's a whole different story. I could have sworn that touchdown that he scored, it almost looked like he was strolling in. It didn't look like he was going full speed when he went to the corner of the end zone to kind of put it out of reach.
I said this yesterday, and I hope people understand this. I don't care what quarterback you take in the draft. When you go back and you watch that, the Lord said Pat need to get these men a raise. King Book said, "B Kid, you got the PS1 graphics right now."
I'm looking like Tomb Raider out here, dog.
Lord Croft.
That's like funny. That's actually funny. No, but when you look at just that run in, right? It looks simple. It looks quick. It looks like, oh yeah, anybody, bro. There's nobody in the draft right now can make that play.
Nope.
How he got to the end zone that quick. And like you said, it looked like he was jogging. There's nobody right now in the draft that can make that play. Caleb Williams is probably the fastest out of maybe Jaden Daniels a little bit faster. I don't know. Neither of them. Neither of them getting in there for that play, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like that comparison though, dog. Like I don't like no, maybe they're not the athlete that Justin is, right? But we're still talking about 3 years versus rookie who may or may not. Like some of those players in 3 years may be able to make those particular plays. Like it's one of those things where it's like
you're not gonna gain that much.
That's just athleticism, though. That's not
that's
playbook
just pure
skill.
Speed and athleticism. You're not gonna gain that much more speed.
No, I feel you. But the thing is, it's like the problem you run into when you go down that slippery slope is we're talking about Justin Fields, the athlete, and not the quarterback. And it's like most people it's still in that realm where they want to see, is he going to make a throw that makes me have that same response?
Yeah, but the problem is when we see those throws, people just invalidate them.
No,
that pass to DJ Moore, and say what you want about it. Maybe it's, Muzz are going to say, oh, he's a Justin Fields fan and he's overhyping it. Bro, quarterbacks in the NFL don't pull that off every day. Most quarterbacks don't even run that. Yeah, I mean, like that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a throw that Justin has performed that wowed me to that point. I would just say he's gotten better.
No, but that's no. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. That throw to Darnell Mooney was crazy.
I was just about to say. I thought that was an interception.
You texted me about that though. Don't cap for the stream.
No, I said it was a dot. No, don't get me wrong, but like in a grand scheme of things, like nothing about what he's put on tape wows me from his throwing ability.
Nothing.
But I can see that I can see that he can make the throws that we need him to make and stuff like that. And that's enough to keep him and roll with him. Don't get me wrong.
Eesh.
Like it was just all in that conversation where people were comparing him to, like, some people still compare to Patrick Mahomes. Like, could y'all stop?
But see, even that though, there are throws that just but even when you look at the game on Sunday, they're talking about him like they talk about Patrick Mahomes, throwing from that many different arm angles to get the ball through.
Yeah.
Every quarterback in the NFL don't do that. Usually just the ones that play baseball in college are the ones that do that, right? So Kyler Murray, you kind of see do that sometimes, even though he's too short to kind of get some of them off. But, Kyler Murray will do that, right? Like the Pat Mahomes does that, where it's like the throw start here, and then here come this big fat dude in the middle of his face, and he's just like, all right, well, I guess I got to throw it like this. And it sails 60 yards. Like, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think that there are throws that wow me. To me, I talk about that play with DJ Moore. That is a Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams play, because they were the only people that I see run it that consistently, because you have to be on the same page with your wide receiver, which tells me that the DJ Moore Justin Fields relationship is growing, which I love, because you got to be on the same page, because they weren't planning on running a play. Braxton was like, I didn't know I was supposed to be blocking. Like, we weren't snapping the football. They just were dumb. They were just dumb enough to jump off sides.
I agree with, but so it's one of those things. Allow that time to materialize and become what it needs to. Like, I'm with that train of thought. I don't like the whole concept of no one in this draft could do that. You're right. No one in this draft is 3 years a professional in that system with the
but I was talking about athleticism though. You're not gonna gain a ton of athleticism coming to the league. Usually the best you are, like speed wise, is when you come into the league.
Yeah, that only happens in video games.
Because you start getting hit.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like once you start getting them NFL hits, like I think maybe Jaden Daniels might, but I ain't gonna lie. I love Jaden. I'm really intrigued on what he's gonna be at the NFL level. If the Bears were to take anybody, I'd really look at him. That boy. Oh
yeah, as a backup project.
He's so skinny.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, that's the one thing about these new kids that I don't like.
Oh my God.
He's a taller Bryce Young.
Dog. It's like, when did y'all like not hit the weight room? Like, why are y'all so small? Like, what is happening?
Bro, the first thing I would tell him to do, or the first person I would tell him to call and work with, bro, I swear, I would say go find RG3. Go figure out what the heck he learned after he was out of the league, because you're gonna need to learn that coming in. Because, bro, Jaden, he's 6'4", 210 pounds. I don't believe 210.
210?
I'm not buying 210. But he's 6'4", 210 pounds.
What's just
for him to get to where I would feel comfortable at 6'4"?
No, that's not bad though.
That's skinny when people running into you, dog.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, but that's not bad for 6'4", 210 for a quarterback. That's actually pretty big for a quarterback. I mean, we got quarterbacks right now.
He's just tall.
That's the UV dog.
Right, he's just tall. That's all that is. He tall. I like that. But 210 is, bro, 210, he looked like RG3.
Bro, at 210, he's bigger than some receivers.
At 210, he's bigger than some receivers, yeah, but he's not going to
he's bigger than a lot of receivers.
But you got to also equate the height as well. 6'4", 210 is skinny.
Yeah, that's skinny. Like, that's real skinny.
Like, what is Marvin Harrison Jr.? Is he he's 6'4", but he's like 200 and I can't remember his weight.
Like, just in comparison, Caleb Williams is 6'1", 215.
There you go.
And Justin is
6'4".
He's 6'3", 237.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is 6'7", 220. That kid'll be fine.
Trevor Lawrence is how tall?
Yeah, I was just about to say 6'7".
What'd you just say?
They said he was 6'7", 220.
Who said that? What website are you looking at?
Ain't no way, bro.
Hey, dog. Oh, 6'6", 220. 6'6", ESPN at 6'6", whatever.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah,
I
he's
knew he was tall, bro, but I didn't know
Really, I don't
that
watch
kid
enough
said
Jaguars
6'7".
games.
I'm like, he playing the wrong position. That boy needs to be a tight
6'6", I
end.
mean, he should have been a tight end. But like at 6'4", 210, he'd be fine.
Hey, I'm
Like,
on NBA stuff. Yeah, he's 6'6" in shoes. Yeah, I mean, like he ever playing barefoot. Hey, let me ask y'all this question, man. As we keep this thing going along, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily.
Yeah.
He one of them players that he's so tall, height just changed depending on how he feel that day. Like, you ever had a tall day? Like, no, real talk. You ever had a tall day where you just feel like you seeing over new stuff just because like you slept well?
You stood up straight.
Right.
You stood up straight for the bro. I was walking around my mama's house the other day. I stood up straight for the first time in a while. Apparently, I was like, I can see over the refrigerator. I feel like
the funny thing is, Trevor Lawrence is 6'6", 6'7", and throwing all these INTs is crazy to me.
Hey, but you also got to look at Trevor too, right? Like he's 6'6", 6'7". Trevor been hurt, what, 3-4 times since he been in the league? Now he's come back from all of them. None of them have been season-ending injuries, but he didn't.
I mean, that last one, somebody fell on him. I can't do nothing about that.
Somebody
fell on his ankle.
People gonna fall on you.
But it's like the angle they fell on. It had nothing to do with his weight. I mean, if anybody falls on your ankle that way, you're gonna get hurt. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I seen Justin Fields get fell on 1,000,000 times. His worst injury was a thumb, and he did it to himself. If we did,
Justin got hit so hard last game, I almost thought that was gonna be the end. I was like, Jesus, that's why I don't want you running. That there is why I don't want you.
I just don't want him running up the gut. Like, if you're gonna let Justin Fields run to the sides, don't go straight into the middle.
Hey, no, Justin made that decision of running to the middle. He got hit like he made that decision too. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, listen, that mess was ugly, boy. I don't need no.
Look, what are you talking about?
Let's cut down the quarterback sneaks out there. That's all I'm saying. But no, at the end of the day, let me ask y'all this. Let's switch gears a little bit because this Bears offense has really been the talk of the town right now, playing well, second half, all of that. But you gotta focus in on the defense. This defense right now to me is playing the best that we've seen a defense play here in Chicago since 2018.
Facts.
Takeaway numbers are ridiculous, and a big part of those takeaway numbers is Jaylen Johnson.
Pay
that man his money.
Listen,
pay that.
I was DeVito, baby.
His money, baby.
I was probably the biggest. You don't pay cornerbacks that don't take the football away.
Yeah.
And listen, I still believe that. I still stand on that. You don't pay cornerbacks that don't take the football away. I love the pass breakup numbers. I love the coverage numbers. I love everything, right? Where it's like, it's kind of, he leads the NFL in coverage sacks. People don't throw towards him, and they throw at him. But yeah, I love all of those.
Mm-hmm.
But Deion Sanders ain't Deion Sanders without getting a pick and then taking it back to the house and high stepping. Now we're seeing Jaylon Johnson become the guy who can get the takeaways.
Facts.
I have nothing to say. Now,
hey, maybe, money gun.
Maybe
he get paid his money.
Maybe cash in on some of the pick sixes. You missed 2 of them. You could have had 2 pick sixes, right? And maybe cash in on some of those. But beggars can't be choosers. And you know what? This was a defense that was begging for somebody, anybody and their mama to play competent. And you saw him come out and be able to play competent. Are you guys paying Jaylen Johnson?
Oh, expeditiously.
Yeah, man.
Back in a Brinks truck. Like, when a player goes out there and tells you, hey, pay me my money, and he goes out there and proves to you that he needs to be paid, pay that man. Cut the check. There's no reason to be. Hey, listen, I need Ryan Poe's hands to not get cramps when writing checks and pay that man his money. That's all I need him to do. That's all.
Indubitably.
I think the interesting part of this is, are you going to be able to pay him to keep him here long term? If I'm the Bears, I think the logical move next season, so that you can continue to add to this team, is the franchise tag him. Franchise tags usually piss people off.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do that.
I wouldn't do that.
But I'm gonna be real with you. Here's why I say that. He's already pissed off. He already doesn't want to, right? He said he's not coming back to the table. He's already said, and it's not to say he doesn't like playing for the Chicago Bears and different things like that, but in theory, right, you've already burned that bridge, and the entire NFL kind of burned a lot of those bridges because basically he went out and was like, this is what I'm worth. And the whole league looked at him and was like, no, you ain't. Yeah, I mean, like that makes it hard for me to think that Jaylon Johnson is just going to play nice with everybody. And I want people to understand this. And John Yurkovich says this. And it's such a key point. The Bears will have to pay more than everyone else to keep Jaylon Johnson here because it's going to cost you more for me to deal with the disrespect that I feel like I was dealt. The rest of the NFL may be able to get him at one price. The Bears will probably have to go above and beyond on that price for them to keep him here. Because I don't think Jaylon Johnson long-term sees himself as a part of this defense. Now, maybe now things have changed. Pressure's here. You're starting to see the tide turn. Maybe that changes his mind. But I don't think you let him walk out of the door. He's a 26-year-old DB. If you can't get him back to the table, you throw the tag on him. He's upset about the tag. I'm sorry. Here's your 20, or what is it? I think his tag is 18 million, something like that. Like, here's your 18 million, show up, play, you get $18 million. Here you go.
Now, how many tags can you can only, how many franchise tags? You can tag him twice, right?
I mean, yeah, you
one
can.
One person twice.
The second tag is, hey,
that's crazy.
You just pay him.
Yeah,
you just pay him.
Or
let him go. Like if you tag him twice, just pay him. Like, stop playing around with him. And what I will say is this, right? I love this tweet, right? Daniel Greenberg sent this one out. He said earlier on in the season, Chicago Bears cornerback Jaylon Johnson said that he wasn't trying to reset the cornerback market in contract negotiations, but he said on 670 The Score today that with the way he has played so far this season, his view on the market has changed. That tells me that he's looking at the Chicago Bears and saying, hey, y'all want me? Pay me. And I'm talking about pay me. I'll bet you Jaylon Johnson, because listen, anywhere else, he's not resetting the market. He goes to any other team, I don't believe he resets the market.
The funny thing is, I have to ask this question because Pose put a lot of 1 year. Was it 3 1 year contracts on some people? Yannick has a 1 year contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a lot of just 1 year guys out there.
So how many of those people are you keeping? Yannick may not be
probably none of them. Honestly, you need to upgrade the edge.
I mean, Tremaine Edmonds.
You already re-signed the 1 year guy.
I would.
Oh, by the way, Jaylon Johnson, 24, by the way, as well.
Oh, guess what? No, you
very young player.
Hey, you pay that.
You got to.
Tremaine Edmonds is not. You wouldn't keep Tremaine Edmonds? It's a scenic guy.
Absolutely. Tremaine is not a 1 year player.
Ain't on a 1 year deal.
He's not on a 1 year. No, we got him. We paid him. Who else is on a 1 year? I'm sorry. Is it
DeMarcus Walker on a 1 year?
Billings was on, I believe, a 1 year deal, but we re-signed him already.
Yeah. So Yannick is the only person I'm thinking of there.
DeMarcus Walker? No,
I think D-Walk is here. D-Walk is here long term. I believe.
Honest with you, he was.
I think he got a 3 year cheap deal, something like that. Let's see contracts. 3 year, $21 million. Yeah,
Rasheem Green. Okay, I think King Book of the World, Rasheem Green.
Yeah, Rasheem Green can go too.
Yeah.
Foreman is on a 1 year. That's true. Foreman's on a 1
year. We need to keep
him. He's a running back. He's not gonna break the bank.
We need to keep him.
He ain't gonna break the bank. Mooney.
Let me get you 2 years, $4 million.
Mooney ain't gonna break the bank.
You need running backs, man.
You got DJ Moore again.
We'll get you 2 years, $4
when is
million,
DJ Moore's contract up?
DJ Moore got 3 more years. He signed before he left. DJ Moore got 3 years already. He get 19 or 2 more years after this. He get 19 million this year.
Is his new contract the same year that Justin gets his?
Yeah,
2026 is when his is up.
They would line up technically, yeah. If the Bears pick up Justin's 5th year option, they would all line up together, yeah. But his DJ Moore is a contract that continues to go down every year.
Like you said, Equinemius St. Brown is on his last year.
Oh, he can go. He can go.
Heck of a blocker, baby. Heck of a blocker.
Hey, listen.
You need your blockers.
Yeah, no, he can go. I'm good. No, pay him. Pay Jaylon his money.
Are you resetting the DB market with him though?
Yes.
Because
I wouldn't mind
to me,
You have to.
I wouldn't mind it because
Hey.
here's the stats though. Because again, if we're talking about PFF talking about he's one of the better coverage cornerbacks in the league. Well, he's backing it up now with the whole complete game. He's got 4 interceptions this year. Before this year, he only had 1 for his entire career.
yeah, which one was your favorite?
So no matter how mad he was about, oh well, I'm supposed to get paid, and his stats are backing it up now. He's not just covering people when the ball's not getting it. He's taking away the ball to shorten the field for the offense. Like he's doing his job on every facet.
100%.
I will say this though.
Jair, by the way, 21 million. So this is your tops, right? And I guess if we're talking about him resetting, I think kind of where we were before was him as maybe a James Bradbury or a Travarius Ward kind of area, 15, 13 million, something like that. Jair Alexander is 21 million. So you're giving him what?
I pay him 21 million.
I want to see what Jair has done this year.
We're gonna give you 1 million more, baby.
22 million?
20. You want to know why? I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And
we got it though.
We do got it. I'm not saying don't, right? Like to the whole reason I didn't want to pay him is because he wasn't getting turnovers. If we're being 100% honest, he's now at a point where
he's getting a turnover.
He is
could have had a few more.
And he could have had a few more, and he's on pace where if the turnovers continue, he might finish the season with 7 interceptions if he can keep this up in 8 weeks of play. This is like recent. This is like 8 weeks of the season. This is not, I mean, like this is not a full season of work. This is like the last 8 weeks of the year.
I guess this is the analytic part of me that just asked this question. Like, what changed that allowed him to get these takeaways?
Montez Sweat.
There we go. So like when you start finally getting pressure, that allows him to do his job.
It always starts up front. Yep.
So that the narrative before was where he's not doing this, he's not doing that. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. It's not coming to at any one of you all because it's literally what was happening. He had the breakup numbers, but he wasn't getting the takeaways. But he wasn't also getting a lot of help to do that. Like everything kind of helps one another. Now that we're getting the pressure on the QB, he's getting his takeaways. Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, Montez Sweat got you paid. Go ahead, you got to pay him. You got to pay him.
Here's the stats for Jair. I just wanted to line it up just to make sure I am cool with the 21 mil at the least. Jair had only 5 interceptions for the whole season last year. Before that, he only had like 1 every season. Other than 2019, he had 2. So and he has 0 this year. Ooh. So if you're talking about paying him 21 mil to kind of line up with him, I'm for it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's just called an overpay. Jair had a 5-pick season and was getting money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Jair. Glad he got it, but he had that Kyle Fuller year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
by the way, shut up.
Now, granted, Jair's only played 5 games. Jair's only played 5 games this year, so that kind of plays into that.
That money, baby. He got that money.
He definitely got that money, bro. As soon as he got that money, he's gone. No, I'm just. I thought that he was. I don't know. I can't deny what I've seen. I guess if that's the case, it's just the question on would you reset the market with him? He's young, right? Like he's young. He's young enough to where I'm paying you 22, 23 million now. Maybe we can work it out where it's kind of like DJ Moore's contract, and it doesn't, boost up at a crazy amount. But I mean, outside of that, you're talking about probably a 6-year deal for this guy. You're probably paying him till he's 30. Like you're paying him long term. I mean, that allows him to go back out, be able to get the hit the market one more time at 30 to be able to go out there and make play. Like,
are you talking about a 6-year, 118 type contract?
Yeah, bro. That's what you're talking about. That's how you reset the market.
Well, it'd be more. It'd be like 130 at 22, 23.
6-1-20. What's
6 times 2 is
6-1-20. 6-1-20.
It's 130. So I mean, 120 is literally 20 million a year for 6 years.
Yeah,
that's not resetting the market. He's still less.
You're talking about probably paying him 6 years, 135.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's a lot of
Yeah.
money.
That's why I was saying, like, yeah, $22 million a year don't sound crazy, but then you start, hey, 6-year, 125. How much is guaranteed? How much does he get in bonuses? What are the incentives?
It
All of
doesn't
that.
sound
It's a
crazy
lot of money.
for about 6 total years. I think everyone, when they hear that big number, they think they get it all up front. And unless it's guaranteed, fully guaranteed, a lot of that money is not even there. Even then, the guaranteed money can be spread out a lot of different ways.
Is he able to defer his salary like Shohei?
Hey, that was crazy. That was
Hey,
crazy.
that has to be the biggest blow in sports. Like, you don't get the biggest guy, and then he defers his contract to like 10
Man,
years.
making $2 million.
Hey,
I would feel so demoralized if I was like a diehard Cubs fan. Like,
I am.
dog,
Yeah,
we got
I am
fleeced,
demoralized.
and then
I
he
am.
deferred his money to help the team. We lost on all fronts. I would be so sad.
I ain't gonna
hey,
lie.
I'm just rubbing it in right now.
I told y'all boys, man, that boy was never coming nowhere cold. He flew to Toronto just for a trip to Toronto. That's all that was, bro. He wasn't doing nothing up there. They said, hey, you meeting with the team? Nah, I'm eating dinner, baby. Drake is up here. I'm meeting Drake. I'm meeting with OVO. I'm not meeting with Toronto.
Oh man.
Hey, the bad thing about it is he deferred it without interest, which is like, that's even worse.
Oh, yeah.
That means he's not even trying to gain any extra money on top
Hey,
of
facts,
it.
Torian. They making endorsement money. I mean, he don't need that.
Hey, he not worried about the upfront money, man. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. Make sure you stay in tune with us, man. Let's switch gears here, boys. Let's finish this thing out on some Bulls basketball talk because my God.
Hey, yo.
I think it's 5 games. Is 5 games enough to confirm it, boys? It's 5 games enough to just finally say it.
Championship.
I'll say it.
I don't know about
tonight.
that.
Is that what you were gonna say?
No, not at all.
No, absolutely not, dog. Hey, Steve-O, after the show, I'll send it to you if you don't get it by then.
Oh, wow.
After tonight, I'll say it. Tonight, because today we played Denver. We got Denver at 7.
Yeah, we got Denver at 7 tonight. But I mean, listen, boys.
Depending on how we play against Denver, I'm gonna say it.
Are the Chicago Bulls better without Zach?
Oh, I've been saying yes.
5 games, and you've seen this team now go toe to toe, take it to overtime twice, versus what's supposed to be the class of the Eastern Conference. Now y'all know how I feel about the Bucks. A little interesting there. They're a little bit of a
head coaching assignment that's going to be wide open. Somebody's about to get fired,
bro. Adrian, I told y'all Adrian Griffin ain't got no game plan, bro. He still don't know how to use them two together. That's a whole different thing.
About to get fired.
Listen, that team, to me, the mindset of the team is different. The goals of the team feel different, and that does go into talking about the Chicago Bulls having a conversation today about wanting to go out and get winning players. The Bulls are still in win now mode. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. AK is never going to blow it up. We've only been saying this for, I don't know, the entire time. He's never going to blow it up. You know what I mean? Like, get used to it. This is the motto of the team. They're going to try and be competitive every single day. But, I mean, listen, let's start it off here. We'll talk about that as well. But are the Bulls better without Zach Levine in the lineup? And do you at any point have to think about putting Zach Levine back out there if you because I'm gonna be real with you. Yesterday, to me, dropped his trade stock tremendously. The team played better without Zach Levine, and Alex Caruso wasn't out there.
That's a good point. Yeah.
His trade stock is plummeting to me in my mind. Now, if there's a team that already has him pegged as the guy that they're like, we're gonna bring him in, he's gonna be on our team, blah blah blah. We want Zach Levine, he's gonna be our player. Then it doesn't matter. But I mean, the Bulls are making Alex Caruso off limits, and they're calling everybody and their mom about Zach. That's very telling. And I've said this before. I've talked about this on the show before as well. Michael Reinsdorf has never been a big fan of Zach Levine, from sources I've heard from. You know what I mean? He kind of was on board with trying to see what the experiment would do. Which, listen, I hope we get to the point where we can make $250 million experiments. No, I lost it, but I just want to see something real quick. And I feel like this Bulls team is a completely different basketball team than what we saw. Literally, before the trade deadline, before Zach Levine requested his trade and after, once they sat him down. Like, this team is now playing with a fire that I haven't seen from a Chicago Bulls team probably until the first 35 games.
I keep saying this, and I'm gonna continue to say it. Miami Heat are gonna trade for Zach Levine. I don't care what nobody say.
I mean, Pat already said they don't
Wouldn't
want
mind that.
Yeah, Pat lies. Pat lies. All right, it's just like Pat lies. All right, Pat also didn't want Dame, but then all of a sudden, we find out that not only was he willing to give up Jaime Jaquez, the Blazers just didn't want to send him. Hey, by the way, Tyler Hero is supposed to be off limits for a trade. The right name comes around. Tyler Hero is the first.
I don't think Tyler Hero was never off limits for a trade. Yeah. Hey, Tyler Hero was the main piece of the trade. Tyler was like, God dog, bro, they trying to trade me to everybody and their mama.
Everybody and their mama. They listen, we need shooters. Nah.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you like the fact that the Chicago Bulls are not going into blow it up mode? Because that is the latest report as well, that the Bulls are going to be a team who is basically going to continue to go out there and try to compete night in and night out, as reported by Mike Scott. I don't know how to say it.
Guy named Mike, who wrote a good
Mike.
Good article. Said the Chicago Bulls are looking for win now players on the trade market. They're looking for players that can help them win now and maybe a pick down the line if they can add to their cupboard, which basically means I want veteran help and I want it now. And I want to still be competitive right now versus looking to the draft to try and fix this team.
I'm going to be honest with you. And this is all jokes aside at this particular point. I like it simply because it fits the timeline of the two main pieces that we have. Vooch is not getting younger. DeMar's definitely not getting younger. He's still playing at the elite level. The way that they've been able to rally around, the young guys have rallied around them, and the way that synergy is going, it kind of just makes sense. So you don't want to mess up that nucleus. Now that you've actually found out what the cancer is, or if you want to call it that, I just think there's a difference in ideology.
Yeah, I'm not going cancer. I heard a couple of people do that, and I was like, he's not.
Yeah, that's a little too far.
I think the team fell off genuinely because they really like Zach Levine. And they were upset that their boy just requested a trade to leave them.
And then at the same time, I don't think Billy Donovan could handle that type of pressure at that one position. I still say it again. Zach Levine, we want Zach Levine to do exactly what DeMar DeRozan does for us. And there's no way that you were going to have both of that work out. So this is, I always felt like they should trade one of them. They go this route. This actually kind of saved them some money in the long run. You get to the opportunity either re-sign DeMar or just see how the season plays out before. I highly doubt we let him walk for nothing though. And so like I like the idea. It's a risky one, I'll be honest with you, because this will be the perfect time for him to retool. So if he goes this route of rebuild. So if he goes this route of trying to retool and we end up being in purgatory again for the next, 3-4 seasons, this is going to be the defining moment of his tenure in Chicago. And we're going to go back to that. Like, no one would have blamed AK for resetting right now. Bro. No one would have blamed him. But the fact that you chose to be competitive now in a time where the East is loaded at this point, I'm a trusted. Stick to your guns. I'm gonna trust you, but it's a lot of opportunity for backlash on that.
You're assuming defining moment would mean that this is something that could possibly get him fired. I keep saying this. He ain't going nowhere. We gonna see AK. For how long he been here? 2 years? 3 years? How long AK been here? 3 years?
2, 3.
He's got at least 17 more years. He's got at least 17 more years before we even think about moving on from him. John Paxson and Gar Forman were here so long, and there was a million defining moments that should have gotten them fired.
Never did. Yep, never did.
We just went basically the whole 10s after Derrick Rose went down the first time, right? So he went down the first time at what, 12? After that, it pretty much was over. The rest of the 10s, we didn't do nothing.
The funny thing,
we brought in D Wade and Rondo,
and
then we lost the rest of the time. Like, that's 10 years of losing.
Here's a funny thing, and I'm gonna say this because I just saw someone mention Kobe, and I've said this to Pat privately. I'm like, Kobe, I can see why he would keep Kobe because he does give me like early stage Jamal Murray vibes.
Okay.
He gave me early stage Jamal. Like, remember that point? Like, because Pat
Well,
Pat was
yeah.
on the Jamal Murray's kind of trash train for a while, and then all of a sudden,
Oh no, Jamal Murray was. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He was trash. Ain't
But
nothing wrong with
no,
that man was trash.
we changed because we saw how Malone was using them. It became Mike Malone is trash. Now they both end up winning. But it became Mike Malone is trash because we would look at I was just looking at it and I was like, Jamal Murray, like this man put up 14 one game and like 37 the next. And then we started looking at it and it was like, he played 7 minutes in the last game. What the heck happened there?
Yeah.
He played 45 the next game. What are we rationing minutes to roll over? He got rollover minutes. Like I hated how Mike
rollover minutes.
So seeing Billy now, like, really have the opportunity to put Kobe more in his element.
Yeah.
And seeing how Kobe is like really gravitating and taking advantage of his opportunity. Like, I kind of like the move to stick with this and kind of build some continuity. I just, again, it all depends on what you get back for Zach. Kind of depends on what Patrick Williams decides to do. Is the DeMar DeRozan fall off imminent? I mean, we're still talking about someone who he's 35 now. I'm not going based off his age. I mean, it's a lot of our favorite players are in that 35.
I mean, listen, he shoot middies and passes the basketball.
That man put up 41 and 11 yesterday.
5 more years, bro. Like we've been
sure.
Hey, bro, and how he shoot his middies. Like Muggs has finally gotten to the point where they like. I love the adjustment. Like if you watch it, teams have finally gotten to the point where they're like, we're not biting on the pump fake. So now DeMar just don't pump fake. He just shoot the first one. But now they just go start biting on the pump fake again because they're like, oh, he's shooting on the first one. God dang it.
But the funny thing is, like, we're still in such unprecedented times because, like, it's so many of our favorite players are like 34, 35, 36. Yeah. And, modern medicine and stuff like that. But, like, we still are waiting for, like, the fall off. Like, every one of our favorite players had that one season where it was just like, he just ain't got it the same. And it's like, when does that happen for DeMar? Like, he's closer to that happening than anything else. So, like, how long do you ride with continuity in that respect? Who's the next person that comes in as, like, our closer for that? If you're going to bet on winning now, that's the only thing I worry about. Like, are you going to definitively get a legitimate point so Kobe can be the legitimate 2? Yeah. And who saves the day when DeMar is not available?
Well, and I think here's the thing, right? The reason that you can kind of stick with this team the way that you are, the reason that you can not focus on, okay, we're rebuilding or we're doing all of this is because of Kobe. Mm-hmm. Kobe's last 10 and 5 of those, right, without Zach Levine. I mean, really the last 5. Let's just say the last 5, right? Zach Levine went out in was the Bucks game the first one or the Celtics game? I think the Bucks game was the first one he said.
He didn't play against the Bucks.
23, 4 and 7.
We were at that game.
No, Kobe played versus the Bucks. Zach didn't
play. Zach didn't play.
No, I thought you said Zach didn't play.
No, yeah, Zach didn't play. Yeah. 23, 4 and 7, 31, 9 and 6, 19, 9 and 6, which the rebound numbers, bro. I'd be forgetting this dude is 6'5" because of the arms, bro. I'm telling you, I forget every time.
Oh, no, you didn't.
It's the arms, right?
T-Rex arms.
He literally got a 2K build, bro. He got a literal 2K build. You know how you shoot better with shorter arms? It's literally 2K, bro. I swear. But versus the Hornets, 19, 9 and 5. Versus the Spurs, 24, 4 and 6. Versus the Bucks, 33, 6 and 4.
He's having a run, man. He's having a nice run.
All without Zach Levine on the floor. Before that, he was playing well, right? There's still some 20-point games in there, but you got 25 and 3, 23, 1 and 5, 14, 3 and 3, 23, 5 and 4, 19, 1 and 3. You can see the difference. Yes, he's still the scorer, but he's not the total player with Zach Levine on the floor. And to me, I think that is the conversation why AK had the and let me see something real quick. That's what I swear that's what he said, bro. He had to literally look at that first game versus the Bucks and be like, hey, Zach ain't gonna be here the week. They got to the end of the week. He said, yeah, it's gonna be another 4 weeks, brother. I don't know about
that. And, the best thing I like about that baby is Kobe doesn't fight for the shots that DeMar takes. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to articulate this right.
It's within the flow of the offense.
It's within the flow of the offense. Even late game, you see Kobe give that ball to DeMar. You let DeMar be DeMar. Mm-hmm. It always felt like Zach wanted that same opportunity or those same shots.
Yeah.
And so that's the only thing. It's like, and I don't blame Zach for wanting that. Zach wants to graduate and be that guy, that player. It's nothing wrong with that. Like nothing wrong with that at all. It just don't fit what we got going on.
I think there's always been neither side believed in each other. I really do believe that, and I think you hear that in Zach Levine's latest comments when he talked to at the post he brought everybody to the facility basically and was talking about it, and you know, he said, you know, there's a lot of dialogue on both sides that isn't, you know, put out there on Front Street, but there's, you know, a lot of dialogue being put out there about things that aren't being said. And to me, right, as he was going through all of that, it was just like, all right, what the heck are you talking about? And then as you kind of listen to the rest of what he says, it's like, don't neither of y'all trust each other. Like, don't neither of y'all really like, and I feel like that's always been there, because even right after I was hearing about Michael, right after Zach Levine got paid, I was like, we got to trust him a little bit. He just gave this dude $250 million. And the people I was hearing about was like, I was right in the skybox with him. Like, I'm just telling you what I heard. Right. So it's like that's the part where, to me, there's a distrust here, there's a distrust here, and we saw both of them fall off.
Are we surprised that Zach Levine didn't trust the Bulls? I mean, Zach has been through a lot with this organization.
I would say I'm more surprised.
He's been through a lot.
The Bulls as your first.
No, but if what we've heard is if what we've heard is true about the reason that the rift happened, I'm sorry, that's mad light skin. If you're pissed off about getting benched in a Charlotte game where literally you were useless.
Mm-hmm.
We all remember, it was so bad. We remember the game. Like, you know how you just kind of be like, oh, he was mad about this moment. And it's like, I don't really remember. Okay, like, all right, that's a weird thing to be mad about. I remember exactly the game.
Yeah.
He literally was the worst basketball player on the court versus the Charlotte Hornets, who have a team full of the worst basketball players on the court.
It's the coach's job to put the best five out there. Like, you're complaining about you being in there when you weren't impacting the game.
And that, to me, like, yes, that's a moment. Y'all should have had y'all moment. You got beef with that. Boom, that's right there. And Billy Donovan shouldn't have benched me. Billy saying, yes, I should have benched you because you was trash, blah, blah, blah. Y'all go back and forth, box it out. It should be dead.
Depends on what Billy says.
No. Let's keep it real. We know there are certain statements and things that are said behind closed doors. Like, men's going to be men at the end of the day.
Depends on how Billy handled it.
And it's all, but here's my thing, right? It's all based on who the coach is, right? Because I've watched Spo do that to Jimmy, and Jimmy sit on the end of the bench like, what the heck am I doing here? Almost once a year. We almost talk about Jimmy getting benched once a year because he's having a horrible game. And then, you know, I want to see it this year when ain't nobody to fight him, because
Steve-O, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Jimmy might have
how Billy did it, because Billy didn't bench DeMar like that.
No, he 100% didn't. I've always said DeMar DeRozan for some reason is above being benched. I don't know what that is.
So depends on how Billy handled it. If Billy's being fair, like Spo was fair, but Spo was gonna sit anybody. All right, cool, I can get it.
But what I'll say is this, right?
I got stories of Spo telling LeBron, "Shut up."
Well, we saw it. It ain't stories.
I mean, hey,
and it was crazy. It was a BA in there and everything, bro. Like,
I can get with that.
Wow. Hey, now,
yeah, I mean, but if you gonna play favors, come on, this is new guy.
He was one word away from throwing a ban. But here's the thing, right? Hey, I swear he was. Here's my thing, though. When I look at Zach Levine in that moment as the supposed leader of the team,
there you go.
Benched me. You bench Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler stand up and he gonna go over to the coach and he gonna say, "Put me back in the game." He's going to. I'm the leader of this team. You're not taking my team away from me. You're not taking me off the court. And I don't care how bad I'm playing. Put me back in the game.
Jimmy also got shipped around 3 different teams because of that attitude too.
Well, that's because come on now, we know those teams.
But I mean, like that. Yes, that attitude is that. But to me, if you're the number one on the team and I bench you, you should be pissed that I benched you. And it was more of a, right, like in that moment, it was just like, all right, I'm out there and I'm done. And this is not. Listen, this is not slander towards Zach. I think Zach has been a good player here. I don't know if he's been a great player. He's been a really good player, though.
He's been a good player here.
A really good player. He's still, he's not going to finish number 2. I will say that.
No, he's not. Well, he's already the second.
Nah, he might be the second best shooting guard we've ever had.
He's already the best second best shooting guard we've had.
Who's above him?
Hey, JC thinking. Hey, Jay, wait, who's above him?
Hey, JC, who's above him?
I'm not even going to play this game.
That's because you ain't got the answers.
Hey, come on now. You can't think
got the answer.
Guard is better than Zach Levine in Chicago Bulls history.
Michael Jordan, obviously.
Oh, okay.
It took me so long.
It took me so long. We got nervous. We got nervous.
What are we doing?
Oh no, that was back in the original Breeze days. AD had no idea. He spent 10 minutes like, who's above him?
AD legit said. I
thought y'all wanted me to say like Ben Gordon or something. I'm like, are we serious?
No. I honestly, I had to think about that. Like, he probably is the second best shooting guard in Bulls history, unless you're throwing John Salmons up there. You know what I mean?
Oh Lord.
Hey, Sal had a run.
Hey, John Salmons had a nice ring there. John was decent.
Sal had a run, bro.
Salmons had a run.
Sal had a run, bro.
With Ben Gordon and Kirk and young Derrick Rose, yes.
You know what I mean? Sal had a run.
Yeah.
Technically, Kirk Heinrich is probably the second best shooting guard in Bulls history, but he was a point guard and we was just like, start shooting.
I mean, technically, you could say Scottie Pippen was, because I mean, ain't that what they moved to when Mike retired?
Hey, I mean, that Tony Kukoc, baby. We don't.
But I will say this: I got to give a shout out to Steve-O, because Steve-O do be we be going at it sometimes, but he's speaking facts right now. Zach didn't have the same opportunities here, like he really just didn't. And DeMar is not
same opportunities as far as what?
To grow into the player that he wanted to develop into. Like, I feel like he should have.
Not true.
I really do feel like once they got DeMar, that was it. That was it. You're not allowing him to be the guy anymore, because you can't develop that. He got injured. DeMar had his nice run, and it's like you can't reel that back in at that point. It's like they couldn't exist.
I mean, they both were existing at the same time with Lonzo. Yeah. He got injured. And right, like they were. It wasn't Mr. Fourth Quarter in the beginning. They were the best fourth quarter duo in the NBA.
Hey, y'all say Zach don't deserve it. Zach was here with the Fred Hoiberg days. He deserves a shot. I don't care what nobody says. That was horrible.
Listen, I don't care what anybody. Zach got what he deserved.
Zach got paid.
He's got $250 million.
There you go.
With a 15% trade kicker. He got what he deserved.
And it's AK's job to improve the team.
Zach
by the
Levine
way,
didn't get the I don't believe that Zach Levine didn't get the opportunities, because you know what? There were moments where Debo wasn't on the floor, and Zach Levine still wasn't our best player. There were moments where Zach Levine was on the floor with Debo and was the best player, and they gave him all the opportunity. And then they went into the next game and was like, "Keep shooting that thing. How you 1 for 16 right now?" Right? Like it's the up and downness of it, and to me. I don't think that they couldn't coexist. I think they can't coexist without Lonzo. Lonzo made that work, which it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't matter, but like it does. And you can see it. The 35 games, they were the best duo in the NBA. It had nothing to do with DeMar DeRozan. It was Zach Levine has a running mate.
Mm-hmm.
I listen, a point guard changes a lot. I'll just say that.
Well, the fact that it went from being a point guard to a bunch of dudes that could score. Like, we don't have a point guard still. But the NBA don't really have point guards. Best point guard in the NBA is a center.
Tyrese Halliburton. What are you talking about?
Tyrese Halliburton's the number one scoring option. He's not right. Like the point guard position is usually to do
2 assists a game.
He's the leading assist.
Yeah. 12 assists a game.
But I mean, he does everything for his team. I mean, that's kind of obvious.
All right, we got a new one. We got one. Hey, listen,
we got an outlier.
A center is still your top 5. Like that position don't exist the same anymore.
Oh no, I'm with you. I'm just saying, like, the type of point guard we wanted. Yeah, I mean, Tyrese is doing
well. Tyrese, listen, you know,
a lot of threes like Lonzo was taking.
Hey, V-Dog is reporting 20 minutes ago that Cham's only 2 teams interested in Zach are the Lakers and the 76ers. So, to your point earlier about if we actually want to win now, those are actually the teams I'm only interested in, because you're getting back players that are actually very good and competent to be win now players, and Rui and what's his boy's name? The other Alex Caruso 2.0.
I don't. Oh, you're not getting Austin Reeves back. You ain't
Reeves,
getting
yeah.
Austin Reeves.
Who
You're
do
not getting
who do you get back from
Hey, I would love if they gave us Austin Reeves. I get Alex Caruso and Austin Reeves out of you. I want that to be my starting backcourt, bro.
No, seriously. What's the trade? The Sixers and the Lakers?
The only two teams that could be interested in Zach right now.
D'Angelo Russell's gonna be a Bull.
Who?
D'Angelo Russell.
See, I don't get that though. Why would you want D'Lo?
I don't know if I like that.
Point.
I feel like D'Lo puts you in the same position as what you just had with Zach and Coby, or with Zach and DeMar. Like D'Lo and Coby going to occupy the same areas. Like and you're not going to put D'Lo off of the bench.
He's going to be your starting point guard, and Kobe's going to be your starting two guard.
That means P. Will is not going to be.
Kobe's not a point guard. I don't care what nobody says. He's not a point guard. He is
Kobe. Yeah, but
he's not a traditional.
He's not a traditional point guard. He's a point guard for the modern era. Like,
dog, it's nothing wrong with him just being a shooting guard. He is a shooting guard. That's what he is.
But what is Trae Young?
Yeah, right.
Trae Young is an undersized. First of all, timeout. Reel it back. Anybody that's Trae Young's size is automatically going to be a point.
Of course.
Huh?
You can't do anything like that's like by default. He ain't
got no choice. He can't be.
He has no choice, dog.
Yeah.
Coby White is 6'5". Coby White's 6'5". He's shooting at a high clip and he's rebounding at a better clip.
Well, that's a good point, but the height wasn't my argument. The point is he's still a score first mentality point guard. You still have many of those in the league.
Right. Like I feel like then you just got two score first mentality point guards, and I don't know if that's
D'Lo's a better playmaker. He's just not he's not as good of a scoring threat.
D'Lo's
like there's nothing wrong with that. Like
I don't think
I'm saying Coby White is our starting.
Are we acting like D'Lo's a great playmaker?
He's a better playmaker than Coby.
D'Lo's like 6 assists a game. Kobe's like 4.
D'Lo's 6 assists a game on a LeBron James led team.
D'Lo's 6 assists a game for his career.
He has several seasons where he averaged around 8.
None.
It's not like
he has no seasons where he averaged anything by 8.
Really?
You thought he was cooking in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think he did. You must be looking at it.
D'Lo is a scorer.
He's always been a point guard, though. I wouldn't say
he's always been a point guard, but he's always been a scorer. Think about every team you've thought of him on. Have you ever thought about him setting up the offense?
Yeah.
I ain't never thought he was the offense.
And in the Timberwolves, he was
maybe Minnesota just because they had better options.
Offense in Minnesota, which was the main reason they was like, we trying to get this dude out of here.
No, I mean, like, he wasn't a guy to build around. He was a piece. You had Cat. They was building around Cat. He was always a point guard. I never looked at him as
he was the point guard.
Is going to be a scoring threat. He's a guy who could set up the play and knock down an open shot.
Was he the point guard on the team? Yes. But literally the reason they got rid of him because they was like, well, you got to be able to score the basketball and you too inconsistent for us and you don't do enough well. They bitched D'Lo at one point.
I mean, you got to think of it like this, Pat. I'm talking about a point guard that gives me nearly 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 6 assists a game.
I mean, that's fine, but what I'm saying is we're seeing Coby White become that guy. Coby White's assist numbers without Zach have gone up. Coby White's scoring without Zach has gone up. His rebounds have gone up. Like everything that D'Lo is, Coby White is slowly becoming. Now, D'Lo's done it over a longer time. It's only been 5 games. I get it. But bro, like D'Lo ain't it for me because I don't know how they coexist well together, right? Like it feels like you're just putting pieces in there together and rerunning the same experiment you just ran. And D'Lo the type of player to give you 25 one night and then 8.
As long as he gives me my assist numbers, I don't care what he give me as my point guard. Like D'Lo actually can't play point. I just look at Coby White as a scorer.
This is a great statement by Chi-Town Javier. D'Lo on paper sounds much better than actually watching D'Lo play every night. That's so true, bro. It's so true. Every time I have one moment a game, I swear, I just be like, D'Lo, what you doing, bro? Where you going?
Yeah, it do be like that, don't it? I ain't gonna lie about that part. That part do be like, hey, dog, you could have did. I'm just
listen.
still saying like, hey, Coby White is a scorer. Coby White.
No, he is a scorer. He's a scorer for his guard.
That's what he's known for. Yeah.
So
true.
guess what? I would love to have Coby White not have to worry about the primary ball handling ability and let him focus more on, hey, being a scorer like we did with Zach. Like that's all it is, because I know that's what his forte is. When I put Coby White in a position where he has to then set up the offense and then look for a shot, I'm not there yet with Coby White. I'm just not. I would rather take like share that workload with another player and allow him and DeMar to do what they do. That's just
Alan dropping names. I forgot about Satoransky.
Kobe should have been getting the opportunity years ago. Instead, we saw Satoransky and Io.
Io was actually a legitimate pick.
In his rookie year, Io was doing stuff.
I don't know about Sato.
Well, I don't think Sato and Io played
was
together.
Decent.
Yeah,
Sato and Io didn't play together.
No, I think that was Io's first year. I think that was his rookie year.
No, when did Io DeSumo come in the league? 2020, 2021?
Io's been here in the league for 4 years.
No, Sato left the year before.
I thought so. I might be wrong. Io was drafted in 2020. Yeah, Sato and Io never played together.
Okay.
Name pass, you call it Debo Kyler Murray. Yeah, kind of. I guess. I guess that's one way to take it. Like I don't. If we mix in the reference,
I just don't. I don't see it being cohesive. Like I feel like you said, you're running this back if you're getting somebody like D'Lo. Rui Hachimura is somebody that can come off the bench and have an impact. I think. Or if you want to swap out
Rui, hey, look, Rui. I'm with Rui.
Hey, listen, hey, JC. Rui is starting. I don't care what nobody.
Okay, so you want to go down that train? By the way, I just wanted to mention.
I mean, Rui probably would start, but you also probably would have.
He ain't starting over Pat.
Well, you'll probably have Pat.
Are you crazy? He ain't starting over Pat.
No, you would probably have Pat move to the 3.
Where's Debo gonna go?
The 2.
Hey, Pat. PK. Pat had 17 points and 5 rebounds the other night. I just want to let you know that.
He had what?
Who had what?
He had 17. Let me see. What is his stat line again? I know I just seen it.
I was gonna say he definitely ain't got no 17 and 5.
My bad. 15 points and 7 rebounds. My bad. Still decent numbers.
Hey, Rui Hachimura just won a championship.
Hey, first of all, let's not even get into that.
Hey, Rui Hachimura just got 500,000 in a banner.
Here's the crazy thing, right? And we keep saying this, but you know, Debo might not be a long-term piece either. So we'll have that'll be something to see. Because as far as we've heard, the Bulls and Debo ain't nowhere near on numbers or years. I don't know how to tell y'all this. It's only 2 things that go into a contract. Numbers and years. Them the only 2 things that go into a contract.
I think I'm gonna be honest with the tone I hear around DeMar. Seems like the Bulls are trying to get him to a contender. Like that's the tone I get. Do y'all get that?
No, I think the Bulls really want to keep DeMar. I think DeMar just think he's still 30-year-old DeMar, not 35-year-old DeMar or 34, whatever he is now.
But I mean, he balling like he is.
I mean, that's great. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not saying that's and. But are you gonna pay what are you re-upping DeMar for more than what he's getting paid right now?
Yeah, that's what the market is.
Yeah, that is a question mark. You're right.
Hey, DeMar 35 a year, easy.
Easy? I wouldn't do that.
Jaylen Brown's getting $63 million a year.
True, I understand the number. Money is going up, but I don't know.
I mean, listen, I give you a 2-year, $60 million contract. I'm gonna give you 2 year, 80 over 2.
I'll do that. Right.
80 over 2.
Okay, I'll do that.
80 over 2 is a lot. $40 million a year. You give him 40?
No, I mean, he getting 30 or 30, 34 at the most.
He getting 28 right now.
So give him $6 more million.
Dog, come on, y'all. Hey, listen. First of all, it ain't our money. It's what the market is. That man is worth 40.
That's true.
What it is. He's worth 40. Yeah. I'm gonna give you 2 years in case this goes south.
Hey, I don't know if he worth 40 because apparently the Bulls don't think he worth 40. Yeah, I mean, maybe he is, but hey,
the Bulls always operated 10 years behind in how money operate. Like that's how.
Not really, because if you look at a lot of the contracts, all the deals that they signed are perfect for the new CBA.
They
The
are.
Bulls technically are operating ahead of schedule with everything, right? Because you got nobody on your team that really is taking up any percentage of the cap.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. We'll see. Bulls say they want to win now. Win now is going to be interesting with this Bulls team. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know how we do. We'll be sitting here running our mouth. Burn asks, are we doing a Chicago Bulls watch party? Y'all want a watch party? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. The idea of doing a watch party feels wrong to me after doing a live call for so long. Might be a
that happens in 30 minutes, and no. No.
Chi-Town said, yeah. We probably won't do one for this game, but if y'all rocking with watch parties, we might do them in the future. Let us know. I'll drop a poll. I'll drop a poll on Instagram or on Instagram in the community tab and gauge the audience on us not doing play-by-play and just doing a watch party where we basically just kicking it, running our mouths and drinking.
Ooh, we gotta do one on Thursday.
What's Thursday?
Miami.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you gotta do one for Ringo, you know.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to him, man. Hope you
shout out to Ringo.
So you don't do live calls no more? No, if y'all didn't hear, basically the live calls are done because
we don't want to get sued, baby.
We've gotten too big and we don't want to get sued. Chi-Town said Bulls games just ain't the same anymore. Hey, it is a weird feeling, bro. It is a weird feeling. I watched the Bulls game alone for the first time.
Oh, no.
Now, granted, we won, so it felt better, but
hey, dog, I'm gonna pull up for the game. Was it Saturday? It was a game Saturday. Who we play Saturday? We play Miami Saturday, don't we?
Play Miami back to back, yeah.
Pull up. We might as well just knock this out, man. Bring some beers.
That's what we do. Alcohol is a must. I feel like something's happening Saturday. I don't know. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love, bear down, see red, all that good stuff, man.